Good morning and welcome to Hearing Loss Live. Been a minute since we did a 5-minute short, but we wanted to connect with FanieDreams Movement. Fanie is here with us. We've connected on social media and had lots of good discussion around lip reading / speech reading, whatever way you call it. And he'd like to work more with South Africa and kind of work together, I think is what we're trying to do. Anyways, Fanie, go ahead and give us a little information about FanieDreams Movement. Love to hear about it.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful initiative. I think we in South Africa and Southern Africa need your skills. There's approximately 4 to 5 million people in our country alone in South Africa. It's not sign language users that are persons with a hearing disability that's not using sign language, but they use alternate methods of communication, lip reading, speech reading, cochlear implants like myself. I'm a cochlear implantee. And we need skills in terms of speech and lip reading. So I can't wait for us to working together to see if we can improve the quality of life of so many people in our Southern African region.
Yes, there's over 60 million Americans with hearing loss in the United States as well. And most of us are using lip reading skills, whether we know it or not. I call it lip reading just because people are more familiar with that term. It can be speech reading, it can be whole communication, which I've learned from Fanie. And I think that's a wonderful description of what we're doing. We do it naturally and instinctively, but we don't know what we're doing. And Hearing Loss Live offers classes on lip reading so that we can better manage our communication. Lip reading is not what most people think it is. There's a lot of other strategies going on when we lip read. Actually, only 30 to 40% of speech is visible on the lips, depending on the speaker. So we teach people how to manage that communication with self-advocacy skills, strategies. I call them workarounds. There's a lot of workarounds with hearing loss to be successful with our communication. And I will let Julia add her part because she is a hearing person who grew up with a deaf grandma who was a lip reader. So she's got some valuable insight on this process as well.
Thank you, Shelley. Yes, our hearing partners often don't understand their part in our lives when we have hearing impairment. And there are some simple changes in communication that they don't realize that if they just make it so much easier for everyone involved. And our family kind of did it naturally, instinctively. I taught my children how to communicate with those with hearing loss. They use it to this day. So it is something that using your whole family for support, friends, family, whatever that support system, and just few little changes, right? And so when Shelley and I worked for the state here in Utah, we realized that there was a need much bigger. Utah has some really great programs, but it's not every state. We realized that folks needed a lot more, not just hearing loss support, but how their hearing partners can help them. And that's kind of where our whole dream came from. This is our dream, is how to get people to communicate and work together better. We've got many different ways to join us. We have specials. We have a members only page that is a year's worth of material for practicing and reminders on shorts and communication issues that might happen. Strategies to remind you because we forget once in a while, right? So the members only is a great way to get a year's worth of stuff and free live classes. We offer live classes year round. We also have recorded material. So there's many different ways. Our newsletter is a great way to get information and pick up a scholarship or two sometimes. We have offers in there. So I think that's all I've got.
Just one last reminder is people don't know what they don't know. If we don't educate ourselves on our communication needs, how is anybody else going to know? So it's our job to become educated in our communication needs, which includes lip reading and hearing devices and several other things too. Then we can create a better awareness on hearing loss communication needs. Fanie, do you have anything to add?
Now, I just like to ask that steps, the second step now, because I see myself as the coordinator here in South Africa. You deal with the project, it's your project. But we must raise awareness in South Africa. We're going to distribute this video material so that we can get people excited to say there is answers, there is formal training or more formal training that they can get the necessary skills. And then you can negotiate with the people here in Southern Africa from your side as a company. So yes, from my side is only we must now distribute this video material and see how many people will be interested. So you can give my email address through as part of this video so that people can contact me in the Southern African continent so that we can get the clients for you. But the main challenge is we must, as you said, empower ourselves, our families, to improve our communication skills. And this is the reason why I'm so excited of working with you people there that's the experts in this field, because there's not much expertise in South Africa in this regard, and I can promise you that.
I unmuted and muted myself. Imagine that. We almost made it through without a Julia bleeper, right? Um, yes, Fanny's email is also on this video. It's running the whole time, as well as we'll have a little contact at the end. So yeah, reach out to Fanny. We'd love to hear from anybody, and he will help negotiate that. Anything else? We're at a little over 5, so imagine that. Hearing loss lifetime. Bye.